9 rare EQ skills that will triple your influence as a leader. Number 1 is the 3-second pause. Before responding to anything, take a 3-second pause. What happens is that you catch their message fully. Number 2 is mirror the emotion. Before jumping in to offer solutions, pause and acknowledge the emotion behind the behavior. You can say something like, it seems that you are really frustrated or excited or overwhelmed. How it works is that it creates psychological safety. People need to feel understood before they want you to offer them any solutions. Model vulnerability. Although it is really hard, but as Brené Brown says, that vulnerability is a birthplace of connection, real courage, creativity, and innovation. Share your struggle before asking them for theirs. You can say something like, I've gone through something similar. I can relate to what you're going through. This creates real and lasting connections, and it shows that you are human too. Being real always beats pretending to be perfect or being unauthentic. Number 4 is the 24-hour rule. This is a tough one, I can understand, but whenever you get triggered, always rate your trigger on the scale of 1 to 10. And if you are somewhere above 7, then apply this rule. Wait for 24 hours before responding. What changes is that emotions settle down. Clarity replaces chaos. Relationships stay intact. Best response always comes after reflection and not on reaction. Number 5 is emotional contagion awareness. As a leader, your energy, your mood affects everyone around you. So before any important interaction, check in with yourself as to how you're feeling. Take 3 deep breaths to ground yourself. Practice some mindfulness exercise, and then bring your best energy forward. Even a genuine smile can shift the energy in the room. Remember, you're either spreading energy or draining it. Choose wisely. Number 6 is the 5-to-1 ratio. Research suggests that it takes 5 positive interactions to offset 1 negative one. You can go about doing something like, for instance, in the morning as you enter your office, acknowledge the hard work of an employee. You can say something like, I can see the amount of hard work you've put into this project or this report. Always remember that there is a difference in acknowledging outcome and acknowledging the process, the effort that is put in. And experts suggest that acknowledging the effort builds intrinsic motivation. Outcome can sometimes be positive and sometimes negative, but this habit or this attitude of always giving your best to anything goes a long way and makes resilient teams. Or in the afternoon, if you've seen the employees working hard together as a team, you can acknowledge it and say, I really appreciate the way you handled this conflict, or you reached out to Saima or Ahmed and supported them and helped them overcome the hurdle. Or in the end, you can say, thank you so much for staying focused the whole day. I really appreciate your hard work and commitment. This simple ratio builds loyalty and trust in the long run. Number 7 is conflict reframing. Instead of saying you should, say how might we. For example, instead of saying you should have told me, say how might we improve our communication. What you're doing over here is you're shifting the blame to collaboration, defensiveness to innovation, conflict to opportunity. These 3 words can turn fights into breakthroughs. Number 8 is the 30-second check-in rule. Experts suggest that this is a really strong EQ skill to develop. For your one-to-ones or even important meetings, set a 30-second per employee time to check in. What can make this process more effective is to give them a feeling wheel so that they have proper vocabulary to identify and acknowledge and honor the emotions that they're feeling in that moment. It could be either the mood meter given by Mark Brackett or the feeling wheel given by Gloria Wilcox. So after the check-in, dive into business and remember even the most important meetings, because experts suggest that the teams that feel together achieve more together. Number 9 is the future self-empathy. before reacting, ask yourself that will this response make me proud of myself after 5 years have gone by? Or my future self would be proud of responding in such a way or having this attitude. What you do is that you shift your focus to the wiser version of you and connect with the wiser self to make effective decisions for yourself and your company. So there is a shift in perspective from short-term pain to long-term gain, immediate anger to lasting relationships, quick wins to sustainable success. Remember, your future self is going to thank you for your emotional intelligence today. Most leaders focus on IQ, but best leaders invest in developing the AQ. Which of these skills resonated the most with you? Please share in the comments below. And do repost in your network to create more awareness around emotional intelligence. And follow me for more insight on wellness. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye for now.